next thing. So I thought we'll talk about Liverpool. To me, Liverpool. I've said this all year. Just keep Verts on the board, keep Verts in the on the bench. And who was the guy they replaced for Verts in this game? He did so well. Not Gravenberch. Who's the other guy? McAllister. Keep McAllister in there. Keep Ekitike as the striker, as the central striker. This is now they have this is the team that knows how to press and play the style of football that what's his name wants. Slut wants to have a possession. He wants possession and control at the same time pressing. These guys can kind of do that. They did that very very well today, and we see the difference with McAllister in there rather than Verts. Very very big difference. And also this guy Gakpo and Gravenberch were getting more involved, like they were getting involved earlier last year before Liverpool started to decline. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Yeah, I quite agree with you. I think Arne Slot reverted to type. He picked a team from last year, and the only new player in this game was Ekitike. Every other player was basically part of the team that were so successful last year. This was a team that was well drilled by Jurgen Klopp to work hard, press, energy levels were very high, and they were working for each other. So Mo Salah looked sharper. He scored again. He attacked defenders with confidence. Their possession was controlled, as against previous matches where they looked lethargic and confused. The midfield duo of McAllister and Gravenberch dictated play, and they reduced Aston Villa's threat. So I think going back to reverting to type, a team and a template that worked so well last season, Robertson, Gakpo, Salah, and Bradley, they showed flashes of why they were champions last season. And all of the new luxury signings were made to look from the bench and, admire what Liverpool was last season. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for those guys to adapt. And they have Real Madrid this week. I don't know how they're going to cope with that. And Man City at the weekend.
On Tuesday.
I hope Isak has like a good cell phone because most of the season he'll just be watching TV on the bench while he collects his million.
He should have stayed in Newcastle.
He should have stayed, man.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
They've been taunting Liverpool, saying, don't play Alex, he's the worst, and all of that nonsense. Liverpool, the thing about Liverpool is that throughout all this, last season, Slot won. He won because we all know that he played Klopp's team. And this season is basically his team. And it's his new style of play. And it takes time for all of that to set in and kick in before you can really tell what's going on. And he's lucky that he's at Liverpool. Liverpool fans they don't call for his head. You're not hearing Slot, he's a fraud. He can't do this. He don't learn tactics. Liverpool fans are very patient. That's why Gravenberch had a bad season last season. They grew him this season. They're not flip-flop fans. They're solid fans. And that makes it very easy for you to raise and nurture youth players. And you see youth players develop in such clubs. Clubs like United and Arsenal, because the fans in United and Arsenal are all like that, you can't grow a young player there. I mean, okay, Saka is like the exception to the rule. But most
Mr. Kunle, I'll disagree with you on this for Arsenal. I'll disagree on this.
Let's keep it quick, guys, because we're getting off track here.
A lot of young players struggle. And that's why Arteta likes to play. He plays a lot of more experienced players. When you want to raise
but Arsenal develops good players, but they sell them.
Yeah, Arsenal has dozens of youthful players that are developing.
Yes, Arsenal, but they sell them because they can't. The fan base, the way the fan base are, you can't play young players straight into the crucible in Arsenal because if they have one or two games, then the Arsenal fans start calling for their heads.
Let's get back to the game.
They're not strong.
Let's get back to the game. So my thing is this: they have to figure out. You can't have Verts and this guy and Isak, and that's a waste of money. And they have to figure out a way to work those guys into the rotation too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
And let me tell you the truth. Maybe we'll see what you think, Mr. Wari. Slot needs to stop pretending like he plays press. He doesn't play press, man. He's going to play more like what Man City plays, a little bit of press, but very dynamic midfield to hold the ball. He needs to stop pretending. They can't. That team is not going to be a full press team anymore. It's causing too much confusion. What do you think, Mr. Wari?
Okay, I was gonna.
What I was saying.
I was just going to just finish up. Isak has injury problems. Spurs might take another season before he gets into the groove. And Liverpool's problem is really the defense. The defense is a shambles.
Yeah, but I do think that the way Birds plays and the way Isak plays, even if they were fit, it's not that they're not good players, but they play for a different type of style of football where the focus is supposed to be on Wirtz as the number 10 creative and Isak as the guy you feed like Haaland. That's not how Liverpool plays. Because if you do that, you're going to take what's his name out of the game, Salah. You're going to mess up his rhythm and everything. So Liverpool is more of goal by committee. That's how their team has always functioned. And Ekitike,
they considered 9 goals in 4 games.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but part of the reason they're considering 9 goals is because of the function of their midfielders, which is making it easy to override their midfield too. Because Wirtz doesn't do enough work in the midfield, so that compounds the defense.
I think their defense is problematic. I think that they should have.
The defense is problematic, but they have to decide how they want to play in the midfield and what type of overall play because it's confusion. But yeah, I agree. What do you think, Mr. Warif? Yeah.
Yes, for the Liverpool coach, Slot, I think he's beginning to discover himself right now. Before this time, the kind of play was playing, I believe it was Jurgen Klopp's pattern and his player. Maybe when he wants to start playing his own pattern, that was when they started discovering his loopholes. So right now, he will want to settle down. He will not want to take any risk to feature these players. And again, he has to look into his defense between Van Dijk and Konate. If you want to score Liverpool, play the ball in between Konate and Van Dijk. Konate seems heavy. He's not that agile. Then Van Dijk, I think Van Dijk is losing form right now. So those two people, if you have a sharp pressing attackers and you come at those guys, it's very easy to beat them. But from the wing, it might be difficult. Then for what's it called? Then for Isak, I think to me, Isak going to Liverpool, to me, it's of no use. He would have stayed in Newcastle. Isak and Ekitike, they play almost similar football. But I prefer Ekitike because he has foot. Yes, he has the highest work rate. But Isak is just like he flip the ball. Just score. Once the ball comes, flashes the ball and he scores. Yeah. So I think Liverpool, the coach really need to see how he can blend Ekitike and Isak by the time he comes back. Then again, what's his name? Salah.
Like I said, no stress on what's his name? Isak. He can just relax and get healthy.
Have you collected his own?
No, I'm saying I'm not making fun of him. Like I said, give him a year. But and if it doesn't work, they can sell him and make a lot of money and get some.
I think for Isak going to Liverpool, I think this might be the nose diving of his career. He would have remained in Liverpool because Newcastle, because Liverpool is a very high, is a big club. By the time you get to Liverpool, you have to go higher to Madrid.
Both him and who's the number 9 for Arsenal? They've been exposed. Who's Arsenal's number 9?
You're correct.
They've been exposed. Let me tell you what I mean by they've been exposed. They were saying that this guy was number 2. They were saying that Isak was the best striker in the world. He's not as good as Osimhen.
Osimhen is better than him.
Osimhen is a better striker than both of them. So what I'm saying is that everybody, he was a mythology. They were saying he's the best. Some people were even saying that Isak was the best number 9 in the world. They were saying that. I'm not saying that he's injured, but he was being overvalued. And now his true value is seen. Injuries, not only injuries. Look at the way Osimhen is playing in Champions League and for his team for Nigeria, all 3 levels, he's scoring goals on any level, and he's doing work, and he's not getting injured. Yeah. So these guys have been exposed. That's all I mean. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he's not as good as we thought he was. That's what I'm trying to say. What do you think?
I agree with you. It was a waste of money, and I think Jurgen Klopp, his template was simple: 3 hard-working players that could interchange, work hard, and press. But Slot has come in. He wants to include a number 10 and a number 9. Now you're tearing the rule book and you're changing everything from scratch. That won't work in that kind of team. If you look at Jurgen Klopp, his first front three were Firmino, Salah, and this guy Sadio Mane. After that, he brought in Keita, Gakpo, and there was Salah, hard-working forwards that would press, win the ball high up the field, interchange, and they were very
Brazilian guy that
fluid.
left Liverpool.
Firmino, and they were very good
Firmino,
that could interchange.
Firmino.
But Slot seemed to want to use a number 9 and a number 10, and it has shown that those guys do not have the industry and the hard work that the previous strikers had put in. So it was affecting Liverpool's play. And then in their defense again, Konate and Van Dijk are not quite the players they used to be. And I think in January, Liverpool might opt for at least 1 or 2 defenders. They look very weak in the defensive areas.
Yeah.
All right.
Even
You're going to wrap up.
Circus isn't ready. A perfectly good Robertson on the bench should be starting ahead of Circus.
Circus is their left back, right? Left wing. Left fullback, yeah.
Right, if you wanted to say that you disagreed with me on Arsenal's youth policy, they don't buy young players.
No, see, Mr. Kunle, if it was Arsene Wenger believes Arsene Wenger knows how to groom players from what's it called? Look at Walcott, look at Fabregas. They were from Nassau Academy. Look at Wilshere.
No, I'm talking about
Wilshere.
I'm talking about now.
Okay.
They just sold somebody to Man U. Obi, that Obi is a recent development.
Apart from that,
Obi is on the bench.
Even what I'm saying is they don't put them into the game. Look at Eze. Eze is 27 years old. That's the kind of age of signing that they go for.
Apart from that,
look at the absurdity, Kunle. They have young people and they're selling them. Why would you sell a young person then buy another young one?
Yeah,
so their strategy is
they sell the young players and buy all the players because the younger players can't settle because the pressure is too much for younger players to manage. So they
you know why I'm laughing?
United sometimes sends them out on loan.
You know why I'm laughing?
They're not under pressure to develop.
The pressure is too much. Maybe in England. Let me tell you something. The English league is destroying these young players. Look at Spain. Look at Spain. Look at Spain. Yamal is 17 years old, face to face of Hinofia Mbappe.
Junior.
Warif, you would agree with me that even Nwaneri, they're not using him as frequently as they're supposed to. They're probably going to sell him. And Aiden Heaven in Man U was bought from Arsenal. Aiden Heaven was an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
John Chidobe was an Arsenal
defender.
player. They don't believe in their youth anymore. Arsene Wenger believed in his youth.
It's Arteta. Yeah.
I'm not saying it
you are correct.
Fans because Man United have the same problem with the fan base that affects. And we say, fans can't do anything. Yes, fans can sack a coach. Fans can destroy a player's confidence just with enough stuff going on. United is actually worse than Arsenal because
let me tell you something. You know what?
But it can
I don't feel sorry for Man U fans because they get their wish. They don't want to win. So they continue being hard because if they're wise enough, they should be like Liverpool fans who are patient because then your team will do better. It's just like if I shout at my son every day, do your homework, and now my shouting is making him emotionally unstable, so he fails. If I was smart, I'll give him time. I say, okay, take a break, try to do well. They don't support their players. They don't support.
What happened with Elanga? That's why we lost Elanga. Elanga first season, he's scrappy, he's this, he's that. We just yapped the hell out of him. The boy couldn't develop.
They don't want to win. No, they don't. It's just like in New York. Nobody comes to play for New York in sports in America because when you go there, they'll be talking about how many girlfriends you had, that you're a bad person, you're this and that. But you're supposed. Same thing with England. England wanted to sack their coach because he had an affair. It's very. The Swedish guy.
Non-footballing reasons cripple England's football a lot of times.
So they don't deserve to win. They'll just go and bring fools like Southgate and coach to come and coach them. Leave them, Joe.
Because Ryan Giggs slept with his brother's wife and fought and beat his wife. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer and he's not discussed in football circles. and he's just been ostracized. And it's got nothing to do with football. You could be an Arsenal and still be a good footballer. What's all this? You have to be nice as well now.
Like Maradona. Maradona, cocaine and everything, but he can play.
As well.
Good show. Yeah. Take us out of Falabi.
Okay, it's been another very brilliant show. We've been discussing Man City's victory against Bournemouth and Liverpool's resurgence, albeit it's just one game. They play Real Madrid in the Champions League during the week and Man City at the weekend. And from Mustafa, Warifa, and Kule, we'll be back again during the week.
But yeah, Kule,
like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you. Like, share, subscribe.